The Future of Education, Virtual Reality and Globalization. As an educator and lifelong learner, I consider myself a passionate advocate for integrating technology into the classroom, especially virtual reality, VR. In today's increasingly interconnected and complex world, preparing students to succeed goes far beyond memorization or standardized test scores. Our youth need tools that not only spark curiosity and engagement, but also foster empathy, cultural awareness, and a sense of global responsibility. VR can offer exactly that. When secondary at level potential students step into a virtual environment, they don't just read about historical events, they witness them unfold. They can stand in the shoes of those who lived through harsh realities of war, displacement, or injustice. Herrera et al., 2018. For teaching subjects like history, VR opens profound new dimensions. Imagine students walking through the ruins of ancient civilizations, listening to survivors recount historical disasters, or even participating in historical decision-making scenarios. These experiences move beyond textbooks, creating emotional connections that foster empathy and a deeper understanding of human struggles. Moreover, VR can introduce at potential students to diverse languages, cultures, and perspectives. By immersing them in environments where they must navigate different customs or communicate across language barriers, VR broadens their worldviews. It encourages them to recognize the beauty in diversity and the shared humanity that binds us all. This is especially critical for shaping future leaders who must face global challenges with wisdom, compassion, and a commitment to justice. In an era where crises have galvanized youth movements worldwide, like the genocide in Palestine, Sudan, Myanmar, and those at risk of genocide, like the Democratic Republic of Congo, Haiti, India, and Azerbaijan, it's clear that students are eager to engage with the world meaningfully. VR can be a catalyst in this process. By making distant or abstract issues personal and relatable, VR empowers students to become advocates for positive change. Altbach and Knight, 2007. For these reasons, I believe VR is not merely a technological tool, but a transformative force in education, one that can bridge cultures, build empathy, and prepare our students to become thoughtful, just, and globally minded leaders of tomorrow. Virtual reality can bring a new level of immersion into the classrooms. It enhances engagement and helps students retain complex information by making lessons interactive. Virtual field trips mean students no longer face geographical limitations. They can explore the pyramids or space from their classroom or at home. VR enables real-time language immersion, crucial for mastering new languages. Dangerous or difficult scenarios, like chemical experiments, can be simulated safely. Or perhaps an at potential student can ethically dissect a frog or rebuild a diesel engine. AI in VR can personalize lessons, adapting to each learner's pace and style. Furthermore, VR connects students worldwide, fostering global teamwork, which is becoming the norm in many professional fields. And it reduces inequities by offering experiences previously limited to affluent schools. VR can be particularly valuable for at potential students. It offers customizable experiences for learners with disabilities, making lessons more accessible. Students with dyslexia or English learners benefit from visual and interactive supports. VR engages at potential students by making learning dynamic and relevant. It builds confidence. Students can practice presentations or social situations in safe virtual environments. VR brings culturally inclusive content, helping students see themselves reflected in lessons. It also supports alternative assessments like simulations and interactive projects, which can better showcase students' abilities, knowledge, and wisdom. Gamification can make lessons fun, boost motivation, and help struggling at potential students. Globalization has deeply linked education to global challenges. Today's economy demands graduates who can collaborate across cultures and countries. The internet has amplified student voices, allowing them to engage in global debates and advocacy. Altbach and Knight, 2007. Shared crises like climate change and war unite youth worldwide in activism. For example, the genocide in Palestine has sparked protests in schools and universities across continents, from South Africa to Pakistan to Japan to Turkey to Egypt to Morocco to Ireland to the United States. Students unite in protests and criticisms of apartheid, colonialism, imperialism, the military industrial complex, ethnic cleansing, genocide, and crimes against humanity. Students use social media to organize, educate, and demand justice. These connections make global issues part of local learning and foster a new sense of global citizenship among young people. Altbach and Knight, 2007. For App Potential students, globalization can be transformative. Exposure to global stories and peers inspires them to see themselves as agents of change. Altbach and Knight, 2007. Solidarity movements like those surrounding Palestine give App Potential students a sense of purpose and belonging. Technology bridges gaps for isolated or underserved communities, connecting them to global mentors and friends. These experiences build empathy and encourage critical thinking. Herrera et al., 2018. Learning about global crises fosters civic responsibility and engagement. Furthermore, globalization pressures schools to adopt inclusive curricula, ensuring all students see their cultures and histories valued. Some challenges can arise when using VR and globalization as tools to enhance App Potential learners. VR requires expensive equipment, headsets, computers, software licenses. Underfunded schools may struggle to afford these, especially in socio-economically challenged districts. Regular updates, tech troubleshooting, and maintenance may be difficult in schools already lacking sufficient IT support. Some App Potential students from low income families may not have compatible technology or reliable internet at home to extend VR learning outside the classroom. VR can be overwhelming for students with sensory processing disorders, ADHD, dyslexia, or anxiety, so it would have to be used with extreme caution and care. Some VR environments may require mobility that some App Potential students may find challenging, but this is being constantly improved. Many VR environments allow for more stationary options. Global content and VR platforms may still reflect dominant Western or corporate narratives, marginalizing local, indigenous, or non Western perspectives. This must be improved upon. Mihanovic and Bono, 2016. English language learners or students from diverse linguistic backgrounds may also be underrepresented at this time. A very important factor is that exposing students to global perspectives is valuable, but some content may conflict with cultural or community values, requiring very careful mediation by educators. VR can create isolated learning experiences which may impede students who already struggle socially. Not all teachers are trained or comfortable using VR. Lack of teacher confidence or skill with VR may result in shallow, gamified lessons rather than deep learning. Globalization and VR might overshadow traditional human centered pedagogies, which are also valuable. Carpenter et al., 2023. While VR and globalization offer powerful opportunities to make learning immersive and connect students to global issues and perspectives, they can also reinforce inequities if implemented without careful planning and inclusive practices. Mihanovic and Bono, 2016. Thoughtful policies, universal design principles, and strong educator support systems are essential to ensure these tools benefit all learners, not just those who are already advantaged. In closing, both VR and globalization are redefining education. They offer unprecedented opportunities to engage, connect, and empower. However, it is crucial to prioritize at potential students in this transformation. When used wisely, technology can bridge gaps, create inclusive spaces, and motivate those who need it most. Globalization, meanwhile, helps students find their place in a connected world and develop the empathy needed to thrive as global citizens and future leaders. Together, these forces can make education more equitable, relevant, and impactful for all. Please take a moment to review the references for this presentation.